Let's bring in Richard Kolko, who is a retired FBI supervisory special agent. This could have been so much worse, Richard, and yet, as we are hearing from this community, I mean, it's devastating for them to have, only by the grace of these three individuals who basically drew away fire, were they able to avoid an even greater tragedy.
Clearly, but everything worked, I want to say, and that's the training. We know that security officer, he knew what his role was, and he acted without fear and quickly made decisions, and as we've heard multiple times, saved lives. The other two men involved also did what they could, and that's an amazing thing. Everybody talks big about, gee, what would I do if something like this happened to me, and you never really know how you're going to act under fire till you're under fire. And these three men proved what they could do under fire, and that is very commendable. And then we know that just like every school, unfortunately, these days has to have these active shooter drills across the country, we saw those young children being escorted from the school in fashionable order, following probably their training, probably the drills that they went through. So everything went as, I don't want to say good, but everything went as good as it possibly could go yesterday. And thank goodness there was not a breach of the school, and as everybody knows, would have been devastating to the children, staff, and instructors at the school.
Yeah, we also heard from the FBI special agent in charge in San Diego, Mark Remley, talking about these perpetrators being teenagers who were radicalized online. He gave some details about the efforts in the investigation, including the seizure of dozens of weapons. I wonder what you made of those remarks and what the investigation looks like now.
I just, just as a person sitting here watching, I just don't know how somebody 17 and 18-year-old get to that level so quickly. I know it's just a lot of it is social media, how they can become radicalized, how they become isolated from the world, from what possibilities wait for them had they not chosen to go this route. But the FBI is going to dig into this. They had the suicide notes, or at least a suicide note. We know there was a good deal of research that these young men had done in the past. That's all very, very important. It was not a spur-of-the-moment decision. And I think it'll be interesting to see when we learn what was their planning, what were they thinking, how long had they thought about doing this. And it's just, FBI is going to be digging into that. They're going to do all that research on the computers. We've heard this 100 times as well. What is that digital footprint? Who are they talking to? How did they get radicalized? How long have they been doing that? Did somebody else know about this or have some inkling? I commend that mom for picking up the phone and calling the police. Too bad it couldn't have been a couple hours earlier or a couple days earlier, and maybe there could have been a different result. But this has just begun, and the investigation is the investigation. They're going to figure out what happened here. The whole point is there anything that they can do to identify what made these young men choose to go this route? And is there anything they can do to share that information with members of not only the San Diego community, but across larger swaths of area to hopefully prevent something like this from happening again?
Yeah, Richard Kolko, thank you so much. As we are learning here from officials, they say they didn't discriminate, these two individuals, and they're not saying their names, on who they hated. They're sort of describing them as quite hate-filled as they are pursuing this investigation into their writings, into multiple devices, and still seeking additional search warrants here. We'll be right back.
I heard like a bunch of bad stuff, like gunshots. And plus, I went inside the closet with my whole class. We heard like 12 or like 16 gunshots. And then the SWAT team said, FBI, open up. And they opened the door and they went inside. They told us to put our hands up and form a big line.